This is John and Lily podcast.
Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to John and Lily, the podcast where we make learning English feel like hanging out with friends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lily, and that's John over there, probably drinking his third coffee of the day already. Guilty. But hey, that coffee is what keeps me sharp for our amazing listeners. Speaking of which, how's everyone doing out there?
We hope you've been practicing your English since our last episode. Remember, every single day counts, even if it's just 5 minutes of listening to us while you're commuting or doing the dishes.
Absolutely. And today, we've got something super practical lined up for you. We're diving into those everyday conversations that, let's be honest, can sometimes catch us off guard.
Oh, you mean like when you're at the store and the cashier asks something you didn't expect? Or when your neighbor starts chatting about the weather and you freeze up?
Exactly. Those moments where you know the words, but somehow your brain decides to take a little vacation. We've all been there, right? Today, we're breaking down the most common conversations you'll encounter, from small talk with colleagues to dealing with customer service, asking for directions, and even those awkward elevator moments.
The best part is, we're not just going to teach you the phrases, we're going to show you how real conversations flow, including all those little hesitations, interruptions, and natural reactions that textbooks never mention.
So, grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's turn those scary conversation situations into confident moments. Ready to jump in, Lily?
Let's do this. Stay with us, everyone. By the end of today's episode, you'll have the tools to handle pretty much any conversation that comes your way.
All right, let's start with our first scenario. Picture this. You're a tourist in a new city, maybe feeling a bit lost, and you need to ask a local for help.
Perfect. This is such a common situation. Let's see how this plays out.
Scenario 1. Asking for directions.
Excuse me, sorry to bother you. I'm a bit lost here. Could you help me out?
Oh, no problem at all. Where are you trying to get to?
Well, I'm looking for the main museum, the one with the modern art collection. I think it's called the City Art Museum or something like that.
Ah, yes. You mean the Metropolitan Art Museum. It's actually not too far from here. Are you walking or do you have a car?
I'm on foot. I was hoping it would be within walking distance.
Perfect. It's about a 15-minute walk. Super easy to get there. Do you see that tall building with the glass front over there?
You mean the blue one or the really shiny silver one?
This silver one. That's a good landmark. You're going to head in that direction, and then when you reach the corner, you'll turn left onto Market Street.
Okay, so toward the silver building, then left on Market Street. Got it so far.
Exactly. Then you'll walk straight for about 3 blocks. You'll pass a coffee shop called Beammare, a small park on your right, and then you'll see the museum. It's this big white building with columns in front. You can't miss it.
That sounds straightforward enough. Is it open today? I should have checked before leaving my hotel.
Yeah, it should be. They're usually open Tuesday through Sunday. What day is today? Thursday?
Yes.
You're good to go. They close at 6, though.
Great. Oh, and while I have you here, is there anywhere nearby where I could grab a quick lunch? I'm getting pretty hungry.
Sure, there are tons of options around the museum area. If you want something casual, there's a really nice sandwich place right across from the museum called The Corner Deli. They have amazing soups, too.
That sounds perfect. What about something more, more local, something typical from this area?
Oh, if you want to try our local specialty, there's this place called Maria's Kitchen about 2 blocks from the museum. They serve the best fish tacos in the city. It's kind of our thing here.
Fish tacos. That sounds interesting. I've never tried those before. Is it expensive?
Not at all. It's pretty affordable. Most meals are around $12 to $15, and the portions are huge. Plus, the atmosphere is really cozy. Lots of locals eat there.
Awesome. I'll definitely check that out. One more question. Sorry for asking so many things. Is it safe to walk around this area at night?
Oh yeah, this whole downtown area is very safe, especially around the museum district. There are always people around, good lighting, and police patrol regularly. Just use common sense, you know?
Perfect. And is it okay to take photos inside the museum?
I think so, but they don't allow flash photography. There should be signs posted when you get there, or you can always ask at the front desk.
You have been incredibly helpful. Thank you so much for taking the time to explain everything.
You're very welcome. I hope you enjoy your visit. The museum has some really cool exhibits right now, especially the contemporary section on the second floor.
I'll make sure to check that out. Thanks again, and have a great day.
You too, enjoy exploring our city.
What an amazing conversation.
Let's break this down for our listeners because there were so many useful patterns in that conversation.
First thing I noticed, the tourists started with a polite opener, right? Excuse me, sorry to bother you. That's such a gentle way to approach someone. It shows respect for the person's time and makes them more likely to help you.
Exactly. And then notice how the tourist wasn't afraid to ask for clarification. When Sarah mentioned the tall building, he immediately asked, the blue one or the silver one? Don't be embarrassed to double check. It prevents confusion later.
That's huge. So many learners worry about asking too many questions, but locals actually appreciate when you make sure you understand. It shows you're really listening.
Another thing, see how the conversation naturally expanded. The tourist started with directions, but then asked about lunch, safety, and museum rules. This is what we call conversation threading.
Love that term. Once someone's being helpful, it's perfectly normal to ask related questions. But notice the tourist was polite about it. While I have you here, and sorry for asking so many things.
Those little phrases are gold. They acknowledge that you're asking for extra help. And here's something interesting. When the tourist asked about something more local, he was being culturally curious. Locals love sharing their favorites.
Absolutely. People take pride in their city. When you ask about local specialties or hidden gems, you're not just getting information, you're connecting with someone.
Now, let's talk vocabulary for a second. Notice words like straightforward, affordable, and contemporary. These are perfect B2 level words, not too basic, not too advanced.
And the phrases, you can't miss it, tons of options, use common sense. These are expressions you'll hear constantly in English-speaking countries.
One more thing, the ending was just as important as the beginning. The tourist thanked the local multiple times, and the local offered one final tip about the museum exhibits.
That's what makes conversations memorable. When both people feel good about the interaction, it leaves a positive impression. The tourist got great help, and the local felt appreciated. So listeners, when you're in this situation, remember, be polite, ask for clarification, don't be afraid to expand the conversation, and always show genuine appreciation.
Perfect summary. Now, who's ready for our next scenario?
Our second conversation takes place at the airport. Honestly, one of the most stressful places to navigate, especially when you're already tired from traveling.
Oh, absolutely. Airports can be overwhelming, even in your native language. Let's see how this unfolds. Scenario 2. At the airport. Excuse me. Hi. I'm really sorry, but I'm completely lost here. I just landed and I have no idea where I'm supposed to go next.
No worries at all. That's what I'm here for. Are you connecting to another flight, or is this your final destination?
This is my final stop, thankfully, but I need to collect my luggage first, and then I think I have to go through customs. I'm not really sure about the process.
Okay, perfect. You're actually in the right area. The baggage claim is just down this corridor. Do you see those signs with the suitcase symbols?
Oh, yes, I see them now. So I just follow those.
Exactly. Walk straight down this hallway for about 2 minutes, and you'll see the baggage claim area on your left. What airline were you flying with?
I was on Delta Flight 447 from Chicago.
Great. Delta usually uses carousel number 3 or 4. There will be monitors showing which carousel your flight is assigned to.
Carousel? That's the round thing where the bags come out, right?
Yes, exactly. The big circular conveyor belt. Your flight number should be displayed on a screen above it.
Got it.
And after I get my bags, what happens next? Do I need to declare anything at customs?
Well, that depends. Are you bringing anything that needs to be declared, like food, large amounts of cash, or expensive items you bought abroad?
No, just personal stuff. Clothes, souvenirs, that sort of thing. Nothing valuable, really.
Then you'll probably go through the green lane at customs. You'll see 2 lanes, green for nothing to declare and red for items that need declaration.
Okay, green lane. That sounds simple enough. How long does the customs process usually take at this time of day?
Probably just a few minutes. It's not too busy right now. They might ask you a couple of quick questions about your trip, but it's usually pretty straightforward.
That's a relief. And once I'm through customs, how do I get to the city center? Is there public transportation from here?
Yes, definitely. You have several options. There is a direct train that runs every 15 minutes to downtown. It takes about 30 minutes and costs around $8.
That sounds convenient. Where do I catch this train?
Once you exit customs, you'll be in the main terminal. Look for signs that say ground transportation or train to city. It's pretty well marked.
Perfect. What if I decide to take a taxi instead? Are they reliable here?
Oh, yes, very reliable. Taxis are right outside the terminal exit. It'll be more expensive, probably around $40 to $50 to downtown, but faster, especially if you have heavy luggage.
Good to know. Are there any apps I should use, like Uber or something?
Absolutely. Both Uber and Lyft operate here. You can request a ride from the app, and they'll tell you which pickup zone to go to. It's usually cheaper than a regular taxi.
Awesome. One last question. Is there somewhere I can grab a coffee and maybe something to eat before I leave the airport?
Sure, there's a food court on this level, just past the customs area. Lots of options. Coffee shops, fast food, some sit-down restaurants too.
You've been incredibly helpful. Thank you so much for being so patient with all my questions.
You're very welcome. That's what we're here for. Have a great stay in our city.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. That was an excellent conversation.
This conversation is a perfect example of how to handle information overload. Notice how the traveler admitted right away that he was completely lost. There's no shame in that.
Exactly. And the airport employee responded so well by asking a clarifying question first. Are you connecting, or is this your final destination? That immediately narrowed down what information was needed.
That's such a smart approach. Instead of overwhelming someone with every possible scenario, find out their specific situation first. Listeners, remember this technique. It works in any information-heavy conversation.
I loved how the traveler confirmed his understanding throughout. When the employee mentioned carousel, he immediately asked, "That's the round thing where the bags come out, right?" Don't assume you know. Verify.
Brilliant point. Airport vocabulary can be tricky. Words like carousel, baggage claim, and customs might not be obvious to everyone. Always feel comfortable asking for clarification.
And notice the progression of questions. The traveler didn't just ask about one thing. He followed the logical sequence: baggage, customs, then transportation. This shows good conversation planning.
That's really smart. He was thinking ahead about his entire journey, not just the immediate next step. Plus, he gave the employee context about what he was carrying, which helped to give better advice about customs.
Speaking of transportation, I love how multiple options were discussed. Train, taxi, ride-sharing apps. The employee didn't just give one answer. She provided choices with pros and cons.
That's so helpful. And notice the specific details. $8, 30 minutes, $40 to $50. Concrete information is much more useful than vague responses like, not too expensive.
Here's something interesting. The traveler asked about apps like Uber. This shows he's adapting to local technology options. Don't be afraid to ask about modern solutions.
Great observation. And the employee was knowledgeable about all the options, which is realistic. Airport staff deal with these questions constantly.
One thing that really stood out was the pacing. The employee gave information in digestible chunks, waited for confirmation, then moved to the next topic. She didn't dump everything at once.
That's crucial when you're receiving complex directions or instructions. It's okay to say, got it, or okay, between steps. It shows you're following along and gives the other person a chance to adjust if needed.
And finally, notice how the conversation ended on a positive note. The traveler expressed genuine gratitude, and the employee offered a warm farewell. These social touches matter.
Absolutely. Even in functional conversations like this, maintaining politeness and warmth makes everything smoother.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of Max and Mia. We covered 2 super practical conversation scenarios that you'll definitely encounter in real life.
From asking locals for directions to navigating airport chaos, these are the kinds of conversations that can make or break your travel experience. The key takeaway? Don't be afraid to ask questions and always be polite about it.
Exactly. Remember, most people genuinely want to help, especially when you approach them respectfully.
Those little phrases we highlighted, like, sorry to bother you, while I have you here, got it so far? Make such a huge difference.
Before we sign off, we want to hear from you. Have you had any awkward or funny conversation experiences while traveling or living abroad? Drop us a comment and share your story. We might feature it in a future episode.
And if today's episode helped you feel more confident about these everyday conversations, please give us a like and hit that subscribe button. It really helps other English learners find us.
Don't forget to ring the notification bell too, so you never miss when we drop new episodes. We're here every week with fresh, practical English content designed just for you.
Oh, and if you want to practice these conversations, try role-playing with a friend or even talking to yourself in the mirror. Seriously, it works. The more you practice, the more natural these interactions become.
Great tip, John. And remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. Every conversation you have, even the awkward ones, is making you better. Be patient with yourself.
Couldn't agree more. So keep practicing, stay curious, and don't let fear hold you back from starting conversations.
You've got this.
Thanks for spending time with us today, everyone. Until next week, keep talking, keep learning, and remember, every conversation is a chance to improve. See you in the next episode.
This has been John and Lily signing off. Happy learning, everyone.
Bye for now. Summary. In this engaging and highly practical episode of The Podcast with John and Lily, the hosts provide an invaluable masterclass in navigating 2 common yet potentially stressful real-world scenarios, asking for directions as a tourist and finding your way through a busy airport. The episode is structured to first present authentic, unscripted-sounding dialogues before breaking them down into actionable learning points. The first scenario features a tourist named Ben asking a local, Chloe, for directions to a museum. This conversation brilliantly models how to initiate contact politely with phrases like, sorry to bother you, how to ask for and confirm clarification to avoid misunderstandings, and how to naturally expand the interaction into a richer cultural exchange by inquiring about local lunch spots and safety. The second scenario shifts to an airport, where a traveler, David, seeks help from an employee, Sophia. This dialogue expertly demonstrates how to handle complex, multi-step information by breaking down the process of baggage claim, customs, and ground transportation into manageable parts. Key strategies highlighted include admitting confusion up front, asking specific, sequenced questions, and verifying understanding of potentially unfamiliar terms like carousel. Throughout their breakdowns, John and Lily distill essential communication strategies that transcend the specific contexts. They consistently emphasize the profound importance of politeness and showing respect for the other person's time as the foundation for a successful interaction. They reassure listeners that asking numerous questions is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of active listening and engagement, encouraging them to use clarifying phrases like, got it so far, to ensure they are on the right track. The concept of conversation threading is introduced, showing learners how to logically expand a simple query into a more comprehensive exchange by asking related follow-up questions. Furthermore, the hosts point out the value of being culturally curious, as asking about local specialties or customs often leads to more personalized and rewarding advice. The episode is packed with useful, high-frequency vocabulary and phrases, from straightforward and affordable to you can't miss it, giving learners concrete linguistic tools. Ultimately, John and Lily empower their audience by framing these everyday conversations not as intimidating tests, but as opportunities for connection and learning, encouraging them to be patient, practice actively, and approach each interaction with confidence and a willingness to engage.